growing up in Redwood City allowed me to experience one of the most diverse cities, not even in the Bay Area, probably in the nation, I want to say. I remember going to school and having friends that either came from Puerto Rico and introduced me to the whole reggaeton style. I remember when that grinding song came out, Pharrell made that beat. Everybody in my school was just in the back of the desk just banging that whole tap. But anyways, coming home, mom is cleaning the house and she's jamming out to some temerarios or los bukis and some romantic style music. So I was just exposed to so many things growing up, and I would just soak everything in, and I can probably sing a song to like every style of music, and so I just enjoyed it so much. For the longest time, I almost felt like that was a downfall for me because I didn't have no straight avenue. People would tell me like, oh, well, you got to stick to something. Like, how are you supposed to be marketed, I should say. And so I struggled with that for a few years growing up, and until finally I was just like, you know what? I kind of realized that if you were to ask me like, hey, what genre are you? I would call my genre influential because, one, I was influenced by so many things, and the only thing that I aspire to do through my music is just to influence people. I want to make sure that when someone's going through a hard time, they can listen to one of my songs and it'll help them get through that moment. Or if they want to party and they want to dance, and they can just hit that button and all of a sudden the party is alive. And so now I feel very confident in owning that and saying like, hey, yeah, I'm an influencer. So Templo is a company that I decided to build after so many years of being a producer and engineer and writer, and the name sort of comes from my grandfather, who is in Mexico. He's actually in charge of waking up every morning and climbing to his templo, which is a Spanish word for like his church, and he gets to climb every morning and ring the bell, making sure that everybody knows it's time to gather. And so in a sense, I felt like this is what I'm doing with my company and in my community and just in the music scene in general around me. I feel like I'm the one that's climbing to the top of that templo and just ringing the bell and saying, hey, it's time to get our stuff together. It's time to unite. It's time to be those next trendsetters in the music industry. I want to be able to help take a dream and then show them how to make that a reality in the studio, and then go out into such a competitive market and strategize about how they're going to reach the masses, and think about who this song is really for and how we're going to get it heard. And when I think about knowing when I made it, I want to say that, one, I almost want to say I think I already made it. I say that humbly because I feel blessed to be able to wake up every day and do what I love to do, and not worry whether there's going to be, food left over on the table for my family or not. And being able to do that, I always tell people, just do what you love to do, because passion will always win and will always lead, and money will follow. If you chase the money, you're probably not going to be so passionate about how you're going to get that money. And so I always chased my passion, and very fortunately enough and blessed enough to be able to provide for my family through my passion. And so in a sense, I feel very accomplished, and I feel like I've already made it. And the fact that I could put something out and have an immediate community that wants to listen and is open to listening, to me it's a great feeling. And so therefore I've made it.